Hello, I'm Landis, and welcome back to Purrfect Date. We need a new person. Harry! We shall have a Harry. We've had a Barry, let's have a Harry. Chapter 5. I step off the boat and onto Cat Island. I'm full of anticipation about what my first day will bring. 8 hours, 1 journal, and a wildcat chase later. So apparently this first day brings physical assault and the biggest trauma of my life. I like that. Nice and quick. I've forgotten all the fucking voices. Oh, it's awake. Human, we need to talk to you. Save it. I know how this goes, fluffy bum. Blah blah blah, clarification, blah blah blah, evasive answers, blah blah blah. And basically, you need my help. Did I miss anything? Yeah, no, not really. Wow, you really did read that journal from front to back, didn't you? Front and to back. Yes, are you going to help us or not? Help the kitties. Fine, I'll help. Whatever. See you after my day job. I like Harry. He doesn't give a flying toss. I return to the camp feeling a bit less grumpy. I'm just about to enter the lab to begin my legitimate work when the catalogue beeps, a message without any contact information. It don't say shit to the person below us. Oh, snitches. Who the hell? Someone needs to take that phone away from Mason Marigold. The rest of the day is uneventful, just working in the lab with the professor. I cannot wait to start unpicking this mystery. I suppose those cats are my starting point. They must know more than they're letting on. I intend to get to the heart of each of them to see what secrets they may hold. Ooh, is it now? Woo! Recon, research, romance. Romance! Let's just get that out of the way. Oh. Well, it is 2019. Carter? Wake up. Huh, Mummy? Is that you? Shh, quiet, Carter. Come with me. I have something to show you, but I have to be quiet. McMurphy? Yes, it's me. But it's the middle of the night. Ah, Carter, you're not scared, are you? Why would I be scared? Creeping around in the forest in the middle of the night. Don't worry, Carter. I'll be there to protect you. Murphy, you know very well that there's a force field around the island, stopping anything from the outside getting in. Makes this a pretty safe place. Indeed. So the only thing you have to worry about are the things that are already here. He leers at me with a mock snarl. Seriously, Murph, if you're the worst threat here, then this is the safest place on Earth. So come on, Carter. What are you waiting for? I follow the scraggy cat into the forest. The ground is wet and muddy and I lose my footing a couple of times, but McMurphy is too determined to notice. Suddenly he stops dead in his tracks. Here we are. Where's here, McMurphy? He ignores my question and starts digging into some mud and leaves on the ground. Almost got it. Could use a hand, Carter, if you don't mind. Get these leaves out of the way. That's it. Here we go. Okay. We keep digging until there's a fairly deep hole in the ground. My arms and nightclothes are covered in mud and leaves, and McMurphy looks like a bog monster in the darkness. Ta-da! Ta-da? Can't you see it, Carter? I'm not sure what I'm looking at. I always forget how useless human eyes are in the dark. Just reach into the hole and take out whatever you find. I reluctantly reach into the burrow and feel something hard and cold against my hand. I wrap my fingers around it and pull it out. I know the shape, but my eyes can hardly process it. It's a bottle? That's right, Carter. This is my secret stash. No one knows about it. Not at all. But I thought I'd share it with you. Thought we could have kind of a welcome to the island party for two. Secret stash? Is this booze? Murphy lets out a wild laugh. That it is, Carter. You drink alcohol? But you're a cat. That can't be good for your body. It's not good for anybody's, but it does wonders for the soul, to be sure. Well, I suppose you're right there, McMurphy. I guess one little nip couldn't hurt. That's the spirit. I try in vain to get some of the mud off of me before giving up and sitting down against a tree. A sodden McMurphy curls up in my lap. It takes a while to uncork the bottle, but McMurphy keeps telling me to smash it open and that the shards of glass will only add to the flavour. But eventually I succeed, in my way. I pour a little bit out from McMurphy into a leaf and self-consciously swig from the bottle, feeling a touch uncivilised. Yeah, McMurphy, what in heaven's name is this? Ah no, don't worry about that, Cara. It's not about the taste, it's about the company. I hardly think I'm the type of person you'd usually hang around with. Well, I usually hang around with cats, and they're not exactly what you'd call my type. I respond by widening my eyes as I take another swig from the bottle. Somehow it tastes less terrible the second time. I find humans much more interesting. Usually have a lot to say. Present company accepted. McMurphy winks at me with huge green eyes, and I blush, trying desperately not to show how boring I feel compared to him. Don't take it too harsh. I'm only joking, Cara. McMurphy, I've been meaning to ask something for a while. Anything, Cara, ask away. I'd love for us to get to know each other better. This Cara thing, you know my name is. The rest of my senses drowned out by Murphy's howl of laughter. Oh, you make me laugh, Cara, you really do. I know exactly what your name is, Harry. Cara is just... it's like a pet name, you know? Cara means friend, buddy, amigo. It's something my mammy used to call people, and I guess it just stuck. It's one of the few things I can remember about her, actually. That and her beautiful smile. Hey, pass me your pearly whites. I smile at Murphy awkwardly. He bursts into fits of laughter again. Ah, that's a lovely smile, to be sure. But you need to grow into it yet. Could I have a top-up over here? I don't know if I feel comfortable giving you more alcohol, McMurphy. I think you've had more than enough, in fact. I don't even want to give you any in the first place. Did you not know that cats have 9 lives? You want to waste them all on booze? And why not? Besides, the night is still young. We've only just begun our conversation. Come on, Cara. We've got a lot of chin wagging to do yet. Are you going to pour or not? Well, never getting between an Irishman and his beer. Part of me thinks I ought to be a responsible human here and cut off your alcohol supply, but... What? I believe in true democracy. Would you care to expand on that and perhaps pour the drinks as you do? The true democratic principle that none shall have power over the people, cats, whatever. How inspirational. I'll toast to that. Right, McMurphy, but on your head be it. For with the rejection of authority comes the responsibility for bearing the consequences of your actions. I pour some more of the suspect liquor into McMurphy's soggy leaf. I still don't know what that says. I don't know how things work in cat protocol, but in human terms, you are very mature. No wait, very grown up. Adult. Oh, fiddlesticks. You're over a certain age and as such can take responsibility for your own choices. I like it. Spoken like a true libertine. Well, I wouldn't go that far, but I can shake my tail when I feel the vibe. I can't believe I just said that. This stuff is stronger than it looks. My proverbial hat is off to you. I feel disproportionately pleased that Murph has paid me a compliment. Say, Cara, have you ever been in love? Well, Murphy, that second leaf has gone straight to your head. The cat smiles slyly. I'm going to take that as a yes. You're still with them. Well, I've never technically with them to begin with. Ouch. Well, it's definitely their loss. I don't think so, McMurphy. We never actually met. Ah, you're not saying you're one of those internet stalker types, are you? Them catfish that Kibbles tells tales of? No, McMurphy, gosh. It was Bowie, okay? I was in love with David Bowie, you know? McMurphy frowns and shakes his furry head. See, these eyes so green. I can stare for 1,000 years, you know? Ah, that's charming song, but I'm afraid I have no idea what's going on anymore. Oh, come on, McMurphy, everyone knows who David Bowie is. Red hair, lots of makeup, one blue eye, one brown eye. Well, I do know one sweet soul with a blue eye and a brown eye, but I can assure you they wouldn't be caught dead in makeup. McMurphy snorts. Well, what about you, McMurphy? Who's the love of your life? Oh, you don't have one, Cara. Never have, never will. I'm a lone wolf. I'm a free agent. I'm a big old yeti. out in the mountains, all hairy and smelly and alone. For some reason, I find that very hard to believe, Mr. McMurphy. Fine, you're right. I'm a fool, a lovesick fool. I've had my heart broken more times than once, Cara. And each time hurt me more than the last, I tell you. The thing is, though, Cara, I can't remember a thing about any of them. Any of what? I don't know. What were you talking about? David Bowie? Ah, that's right. So tell me how the two of you met. McMurphy, I think I'm drunk. What the hell have we been drinking? Ah, leave me alone now, you haven't touched a drop. Ugh, I think I'm gonna vom. I wake up in the forest with a half-empty bottle in my hand and McMurphy is nowhere to be seen. How the hell did I get here? I can't remember a thing. Look at my catalogue. Whoa, is that really the time? Crikey, I need to get to work. Oh, we got drunk. Back into the romancing. Oh, look at him. He's so happy it's finally his turn. I'm sweltering in the mess tent. Typical for me to get cook duty on the hottest day so far. I step out for a moment to try and catch some air. Psst. I'm not sure if I really heard anything or if the dehydration is getting to me. I take a swig from my water bottle. Hey, aren't you going to share, Cara? Oh, McMurphy. Was that you persisting? What are you suggesting, Cara? I only use designated letter areas. Persisting. That made me laugh more than it should have. Murph, you're incorrigible. You know exactly what I meant. Come on, Cara. Never mind all that. We have work to do. I am working. I'm supposed to be cooking for this evening. I mean work of the adventuring variety. Of course you do. Ah, come on. Don't be such a bore. I'm sorry, Murphy, but I can't. I'm very busy here. It's going to take hours to defrost and braise the meat from the mainland. Well, if you come with me, you may end up providing a much tastier dish in half the time. What do you say, Cara? You up for the crack? What are you saying? You mean I should just bunk off? That's the spirit. Strip off your apron, I'll let's hit the trail. But I can't just... What if someone comes looking for me? Leave him a note. Gone fishing. Maybe it's the heat, but I'm overcome with a moment of madness. Well, okay then. You wild Irish river. I'm all yours. Ah, no, that's the tart. Before I can answer, he slunk into the thickening of the forest, behind the clay cooking pots. I whip off my apron and follow behind. Wait, Murph, it's too hot to run. Then we really ought to cool ourselves off, eh? He's led me to the cliffs without warning, takes a running jump off the edge. I see him flying through the air and watch mesmerized as he cuts through the water. Oh no, Murph. Are you okay? Don't panic, I'm coming. I kick off my flip-flops and shorts and follow him into the water. I'm surprised at how shallow it is and that I'm easily able to stand. Murph, where are you? I'm frantically searching about, fearing for his safety, and suddenly feel something brush against my legs, making me scream out loud. What's that? I look down into the clear water and see McMurphy speeding along the seabed like a shark, fast and sleek, suddenly breaking up through the surface, with something in his mouth. McMurphy, you can swim? What on earth is that thing? Oh my, it's a fish. I can see him smiling even with a sprat in his way. You can fish? He spits the fish back into the water. There truly is no end to my talents, Cara. You can say that again, but I have so many questions, I didn't even know where to start. Catch your breath, Cara. I know I'm exhilarating company, but you need to exercise a little bit of restraint, or you'll be swooning on me next. Relax. Salt water is very buoyant. I copy McMurphy, and we both lie on our backs on the surface. It's very calming and tranquil. I'm finally able to collect my thoughts. Realise I've not had this much clarity in a long time. This is so cool. I know. Trixie took me here first. Calls it the Ponder Pool. Oh, can you all swim then? I thought cats... Before I can even finish my sentence, McMurphy cuts in. It's a common misconception that cats can't swim. As you can see, it's another thing we excel at. So humble too. As Nana McMurphy used to say, if you've got a trumpet, blow it. What about the fish? Where did they come from? There are no birds or fish on this island. It's one of the first things they tell you in orientation. That's just because they don't know. Don't know what? It's better if I just show you. Come on, Cara, follow me. We swim for a while, with McMurphy leading the way, with purpose, and then he stops. Well, notice anything interesting? Well, the water's much cooler and deeper here. Anything else? Can you feel anything? Stand perfectly still for a moment and begin to feel a strange sensation around my legs, like a warm trickling under the water. McMurphy, are you peeing? Don't be so crude. Cara, it's the current. Look over there. I refocus my eyes until I see that what I thought was a rock shadow is moving. It comes closer into focus and I realise it's a shoal of small fish darting in and out of one particular spot. What is that? I don't understand what I'm looking at. Isn't it enough just to see, Cara, to experience? Do you always have to understand everything? Oh, yes, that's my job. That's who I am, McMurphy. I'm a scientist. It's in my DNA to seek and understand. Come on then, scientist. Let's take a closer look. We move closer to the area where the fish are gathered. I put my hand down and realise I can touch them and even pick them up. But something is stopping them from swimming further inland. McMurphy, we need to get going. I'm going to be in big trouble if I'm away for any longer. Thank you for showing me this. I'm definitely going to come back here to try and understand. We wouldn't waste your time, Cara. It wouldn't be a waste. I'm committed to finding out all He cuts across me as I'm speaking. I meant come back to this particular spot. Fishes won't be here. I see. It's only at certain times? And different locations. It changes all the time. There's no pattern to it either. So you'll just be sticking pins in the map, Cara. I brought you here because I saw them this morning. Chances are they'll be gone by this afternoon. Disappointment must be apparent on my face because McMurphy switches lanes super fast to distract me. Okay, Cara, it's time to strip off. Huh? That t-shirt would be a lovely net. Let's go fishing. Oh, I see. Go fishing. I whip off my top and use it as a net to scoop up as many fish as possible. It's quite effective. Great idea, Murph. Now you can rustle up a tasty fish upper in no time at all. And you get to enjoy my company for an extra hour. Win-win, Cara. Okay, so now I have a little challenge for you. That, Cara, is music to my ears. There's a little I like more than a gauntlet thrown. Well, it's hardly a gauntlet. More a brain teaser. How am I going to explain to the rest of my team this bountiful ocean offering? Why tell them anything at all? Because they're going to notice that they're eating something that wasn't on the delivery list or the menu rota, and tastes way too fresh for something recently defrosted. You worry far too much about things that don't really matter, Cara. I know he's right, I could do with loosening up a little. But this is a pretty big dilemma, really. Maybe I ought to tell Professor Purple about this. What's the harm? Mac stops splashing around and looks me squarely in the eyes. There would be harm, Cara. Trust me on that. Obviously I didn't mean I'd tell him about you, or anything that would endanger any of us. Just that I noticed this shoal of fishes and took some. End of. You really think you could mention a phenomenon like this, and that would be the end of it? That he wouldn't start putting all manner of investigations and disruptions in place? You are touchingly naive, my friend. Feel myself blush. I am being a bit naive, but I don't like the thought of lying. So what do you suggest then? If you know so much about everything, give me a plausible story and I'll follow through. McMurphy lets out a wild howl and splashes water at me. Now that's what I like to hear, you impetuous daredevil you. I splash him back and a furious water fight ensues. We are making such a ruckus, I'm amazed no one comes to check what's going on. After a good 10 minutes of laughter and play, we run out of steam and float in the buoyant warm water. Let's hear it then, Oz. What's my cover story? It's a very simple case of brazen bluffing. Okay, make a simple but delicious meal, and if anyone should ask where the fish came from, shrug your shoulders and ask the same question. Huh? It's all in the poker face. Remain completely impassive and ask the same question. Yeah, I wondered that too. Where did the fish come from? They're delicious. Really? Trust me, Cara. As a cat who is forever risking one of his 9 lives, the simpler you keep it, the more they buy it. They ask you where you got them from, you tell them the fridge. Simple. You're quite giddy at the prospect of getting away with a ruse. Okay, Murph, let's gather the supper. We have an abundance in no time, and I haul my catch back to the kitchen in good time to take a tasty meal for everyone, and a little bit extra for my feline pals. Ooh, seems to be going well. More romancing. More McMurphy. It's too beautiful a day to be slaving in a hot lab, so when Murph invited me for a stroll, it was easy to say yes. Not that I need much incentive to spend time with him. He's very engaging company. We've come to one of my favourite spots where the cliffs sweep upwards above the blue water. Suddenly, and without any warning, my Murphy plunges over the top of the towering rocks. I run to the cliff's edge with my heart in my mouth to see what happened. And there is a sight I still haven't got used to. He's in the water, more otter than cat, waving me to follow. Jump in, Cara, jump! Sure, the water's grand. McMurphy. I'm shocked at the shrillness of my voice, and intended to be quite such a shriek. I was aiming for stern admonishment. That's so dangerous. You could do yourself serious injury or worse for such a height. Oh, pish. Come on, Cara, or you won't get to see the little surprises I have in store. Already surprised me enough for one day. Ha! Which one of us is meant to be the pussy? Behave. Okay. Oh, you didn't. No, you didn't. At this, I'm filled with an indignance that takes over my body, and before I know it, I'm halfway between ledge and water, bracing for impact. This way. I'm still catching my breath as McMurphy's head disappears under the water. My mind is saying no, this is ridiculous, get back to land this instant. My body is following the Irish cat. Ooh. My eyes take a moment to adjust, but when they do, I can hardly believe what I'm looking at. It's a ship. As we approach from the stern, it looks pretty much intact. I can see the name on the rear port side. Through faded and worn away in parts, the words are unmistakable. Kitty's Desire. My head is swimming due to excitement and lack of oxygen. I flounder to the surface to catch my breath. Kitty's Desire? I feel like I know that name. McMurphy eventually bobs up to join me on the surface. Surprised? A shipwreck here? It's very odd island, Cara. A lot has happened here. But how did the ship even get here before the path was made? Don't ask me, Cara. I'm just in it for the grog. Murphy smiles and dives back into the murky depths. I follow a flailing flesh bag in comparison to Murphy's sleek figure. I try to get a closer look at the wreckage. It's a big ship, likely a trading vessel. Judging from the size, it's hard to tell how old it is. It certainly isn't modern, maybe 18th, 19th century. When we enter the ship from a huge hole in the stern, I realise that a lot of the vessel is actually on land, and it's obvious that it ran ashore after it was damaged at sea. There's not much time to ponder the mechanics of what happened as McMurphy is tugging at my t-shirt with his right paw while gesturing with the other paw outstretched to a cabin he wants me to enter. I'm grateful for the air trapped inside and grasp for breath. Here, Cara. Look. Hang on, let me catch my... But he's already ducked into the next cell. How does he not have breath? I realise his ability to swim underwater is unusually strong, but he barely breaks the surface at all. In here, through the hole. He seems really excited, and as I enter, I see why. There, in the centre of the cabin, is a chest. It's wedged between the wall and a surprisingly well-preserved writing desk. The only thing preventing it from falling and being buried in the sand. A treasure chest. I sound like a giddy child and feel embarrassed, but when Murphy joins me in my glee, and suddenly we're cheering and laughing together. Go on then, open it, Cara. Okay. What are you waiting for? The key. Ah, does it need one? Well, of course it does, Murph. It's a locked treasure chest. Can you not just break the lock? Who do you think I am, Houdini? I don't know about that, but I do know you're a very clever scientist. Your thirst for knowledge matches my thirst for grog. So you get yours, and I'll go get mine. The muggy grins before darting into the next cabin, and I hear the familiar clinking of bottles shortly after. I decide to try the lock anyway, while McMurphy is getting his. I look around for something I could lever it with. anything I could leave it with. And I'm disappointed. Everything except the chest and desk must have been washed away a long time ago. Oh, you have to come back with some tools to tackle that look, Murph. Comes no response. Murphy's obviously still busy with his looting and pillaging, so I decide to swim to the beach to get a better look at this wreck from land. When I can take in the scene properly, I can make out what looks like another large ship just a bit further down the beach. I can hardly believe what I'm seeing. One huge sea vessel finding its way to this island is strange enough, but two meeting the same unhappy fate is more than my brain can process. The proximity of the pair would suggest a collision of some kind. Possibly the second vessel could have been a pirate ship. Maybe it was attacking the merchant vessel. Get the feeling I'm looking at the conclusion of a very interesting story here. I wonder why Professor Purple didn't tell me about it. Obviously, he must be aware of the two vessels. My nose for intrigue has started to twitch, and I'm burning to know more. I decide to take some of the debris, splinter, and small chunks of metal and pocket it for later analysis in the lab. When I'm satisfied that I've thoroughly combed the beach for specimens and salvaged anything of interest, I realise that I haven't seen McMurphy for quite a while. My heart stops, and hairs on my neck stand on end. How could I have been so wrapped in my work that I neglected to keep an eye on my friend? McMurphy? I'm met with silence and still water. I run back towards Kitty's desire, my heart thumping in my chest. McMurphy! I jump in the sea and swim back to the stern of the ship. There doesn't seem to be any life around here. I break through the surface with a choke and try to call out again, but my throat is hoarse and full of salt water. Where? I catch sight of a shadow out of the corner of my eye crawling along the seabed. I dive under to get a better look and see instantly that it's the Irish cat, stalking and prowling, as if he was on land. I quickly grab him by the scruff of the neck and drag him back to shore. McMurphy, you loon, what on earth are you playing at? I catch my breath and check on him, but he's happily rolling on his back in the sand. Me? I was having a grand time, until he manhandled me with those big meaty paws of yours. Oh. Let it go. Big meaty what? Charming, I must say. I'll have you know I was very worried about you. And I fully appreciate it, Carrot. Meaty paws. Murphy has started laughing. It's too infectious not to join in. Seriously though, Mac. That was some very impressive breath control. I didn't see you come up for air once. I think I get it from your mother, God bless her. I believe she had fantastic lungs. Do you remember her? Flashes, sometimes. But Cara, when I'm on that grog, I have all kinds of flashes. So who knows what's real and what isn't. I can feel he's nudging me off the subject, so I respect his privacy. What do you know about these two beauties, then? We survey the ships in silence for a moment or two. I know they've been a source of great pleasure for me, Cara. Beyond that, I don't really care. You really are the embodiment of hedonism. I'll take that as a compliment, Cara. I can't help but laugh. You would. There's worse things in life than a little pleasure. True, but a little balance may be even better. And that's where you come in. Huh? You bring some balance to me, Cara. You let me be me, but you help me stay safe. Yes, I suppose so, and you bring some spice to what might otherwise be a rather bland scientist's taste. McMurphy's green eyes glitter in the sunlight, and he throws me a wink. Come on then, swashbuckler. I need something to eat after all that adventuring. I'll walk you back to the camp if you promise to save a bite for your friendly tour guide. Well, that seems to go much better than before. Ooh, we have extras. If you enjoyed this episode, then tickle the like button, perhaps subscribe, and check out the rest of the channel. And why not join us on Facebook, Twitter, Discord, and Patreon? Links are in the description and rolling through the credits right now. I've been Landis. This has been A Perfect Date. Thank you very much, and see you soon.